Hi, my name is Matt Hinkle with MS FireNet, and today we're going to go over cell tower and tower climber rescues. Behind me is a 200-foot guy wire tower, and we're going to show you a few of the features on it today, and also some of the equipment tower climbers in that industry use. One of the biggest considerations you need to have for a person that's injured on a tower is even if they suffered a medical emergency or they got dehydrated and they fell into their harness. We have something that's known as orthostatic trauma or venous pooling. And that means that the blood's going to start pooling in the extremities because the harness is cutting off the circulation. The tower industry wants you to get them down in 15 minutes. That's the common rule of thumb, is they want their victim down in 15 minutes. We think of usually rescue situations as the golden hour, and that's not the case in tower rescues. It needs to be something done very quickly or as soon as you possibly can. Today I have with me Stephen Wood with Mid-South Communications. He's very well versed in tower industry. He owns the company and has climbed probably over 1,000 sites, tower sites all across the country. And one of his main suggestions is, if you arrive on scene at an incident as the fire department, make sure you utilize the resources that are there on scene. Don't just think about what you carry on your fire truck or what you carry in your rescue trailer or what you have on scene, but ask around. Some of the guys that are on scene may have equipment that's available to you. They may already have equipment rigged on the tower to help you out, and they may have some guys that are extremely good at rigging and rescue. During a tower rescue, you also want to make sure that all of your responders that are in the area at the bottom of the tower have proper PPE on. That means most likely gloves if they're going to be working with any kind of rope, and they definitely need a helmet on. Objects fall from the towers all the time. These guys will tell you that work on them on a regular basis. If you drop a nut or a bolt, or anything could happen and it falls 200 feet, it could hurt somebody really bad if they're not wearing the proper equipment.
First thing we're going to start with, this is a positioning lanyard with a hook. It's mainly used for guide towers. A guide tower with a railing, you would be able to hook for quick positioning so you can rest or whatever you need to do. That's the first thing, which we're going to show you a few more things here. Next thing is a safety climb. It is used mainly for all cellular towers. Has to have, per OSHA, a 3/8 cable running from ground to top. And the way it works, it has a spring that has a trigger or a finger in here that applies pressure, and it's kind of used as a brake to keep, when you put the cable in here, you put the cable in, let it go, and then, as you can tell, it don't let the cable come back through the slot. And if you was to fall real quick, slip, you fall approximately 9 inches. So it'll grab the cable. So this is your running fall protection, as on the cellular side, that's what we call it on the cellular industry side. So these are what we call, a couple different names for them, twin lanyards. You would hook one of these onto the tower like that, like so. And as you move around the tower, you would utilize the other one to hook and unhook. So you're connected at all times to the tower. All right, showing you a technique off a double follow rest lanyard. This guy say he's fell into it. It's 15 foot. That's what they say the fall is going to be. He's going to be hanging from this, so he would be turning around backwards, which we're not going to make him do it, so anyway, you would try to come in and grab his two loops off his belt. Most tower climbers has this type of harness with a seat in it, and this is where you would position it to get everything off his legs and his waist. So this is where you would want to hook a carabiner. You can either A, come up and hook and pull tension to it, and then cut his lanyard because you'll have tension on this, or you can try to do some type of mini haul system to pick him up to undo it. You know, wasting time using a mini haul system is probably not the way I would go. It's not really the way I would like to see it done. I would say hook here, pull as much tension as you can. If you're using some type of haul system from the ground, let your guys pick up on it a little bit, get some tension. He's not going to fall far, you know, another inch or two, and cut his lanyard. Use a knife, cut it, he'll slip into it, and then at that point, you would ease him down to the ground, whether it's you up on the tower or the man on the ground. Whatever type of haul system you're using lowering system, excuse me.
For fire service and for firefighters and rescuers, in my opinion, one of the best things you can do to get a tower climber down is to do ground-based operations. So what it means is you're going to use your ground crew to rig your mechanical advantage system, your lowering system, with whatever you need, with a redirectional pulley or what they call a butt block, to a rope going up to the injured climber. So everything happens on the ground other than basically one climber attaching the system to the injured person. That person can also run a safety line up there if he needs to, or a second climber could run a safety line if needed. It's not necessary, but it is better if you do have a safety line. To do a ground-based rescue, basically you would get a rescuer to climb the tower to the injured climber. He would attach a rope to himself, a life safety rated rope, and he would ascend the tower to get to the victim. He would rig that rope with a redirectional pulley above the victim. While that's going on at the ground, your ground crew would be assembling a mechanical advantage system or a lowering system, whatever you need in order to raise that patient up just a little bit to detach his fall arrest system and then lower him to the ground. Some people call that floating a rack, which means you would attach a haul system to a rack, a brake bar rack, and lock off the rope on the brake bar rack, haul the entire system, and then once he's lifted up off his fall arrest system, you just unlock the brake bar rack and lower him to the ground. You can do this with a Petzl ID, using a Petzl Z, and using the Petzl ID as a descent device once you get him lifted up off his fall arrest protection.
All right, if he's in his cable climb, it's the same thing. Come here, hook here. It might squeeze him a little bit, but you're still going to be able to lower him down. All right, if he's inside the tower, there's a couple different ways. You know, you're going to have to pick him up. If he's inside of a guide tower, honestly, the best way is to try to get him out. I know he may have a broke leg, broke arm, whatever it is, but for me, you don't want to try to lower somebody down in the middle of a guide tower. It's close proximity. You'd have to climb him down. It would take forever. Best way to do is get him on the outside of the tower.
You can also use what's known as a skate block or a trolley, which would be basically you would redirect that line off the tower, which is really handy for self-supported towers, towers that are wider at the base than they are at the top. Because if you try to lower them straight down, they're going to hit the tower. You want to get them away from the tower as best you can. So using skate blocks or trolley systems would get them away from the tower, out of the danger area.
But use what they got. You know, you got to think outside the box. You just got to think, hey, I got rope in the truck, or I got rope in the fire truck, I'm coming up and I'm going to rig the tower. I always think about what you got in front of you and what kind of tower it is. If it's a self-supporter and you've got time, you can actually, if you've got enough rope, if their rope's rigged, you could actually pull up another rope real quick, attach and let them trolley out to some point, use the truck, back of a truck, hook to it, make you a trolley system to come off a self-supporter. So that way when you're lowering somebody down on the outside of the tower, he's not hanging up, so you don't have to stay with him and climb down with him, because it's going to take a lot of extra time. Like I said, a few minutes pulling a rope up and telling him to sit your trolley up is going to work a lot better than trying to climb down with him, especially if he's unconscious or whatever the case may be.
I can take this off, correct?
Today is we're installing one line and one antenna for a 911 system on a 200-foot guide tower. We're going at 140 foot. Right now, what we've done is we've mounted our antenna, and I am in the process of weatherproofing the connection. And I can see finish this up.
Yeah. Alright, so we just hoisted the coax up, and Steven set the hoisting grip to hold the coax in place. Some things for tower rescue considerations. A lot of tower climbers on self-supporting towers, which are towers that don't have guy wires, call all the debris below you trash racks. So if you look down, you see it? If you look down, trash racks. Select the rope through the trash racks using a carabiner, basically using something like a carabiner and a hook, and if you go to lower them, you can just deflect it and let the rope slide through so that they can go to the trash rack. Alright, let's see what else here. Oftentimes, cell workers or cell tower climbers are going to be out on these booms working to install antennas or hooking the jumpers to them or changing out parts. So they could be out on these booms if they fall, which means they're not going to be close to the tower. They could be off the tower up to about 3 feet away. But up here we've got a platform to stand on at the very top.
That's what I'm saying. If you send him down, that way he's down, I'll use his cable climb. I'm going to dress this in real quick, and I'll climb up there. Tell him to leave the ground and sit with you, and I'll climb up there real quick, and I'll show you. That way you know how to do it.
Okay. Well, with all the gear on it, I didn't have any gear last time.